Okay, so let's look at the Kernkraft Riff. Let's have a quick listen to the version we've got now. So yeah, quite heavy duty sounds. We're going to use the ES2 for this, and let's just use one straight out of the box, ES2, and the just default factory default sound. I'll move it over here, and then we'll move the MIDI data onto that track. So what have we got? Okay, so first thing is we realize is that we're not using just one oscillator here. We're going to be using 3 oscillators here, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to mix between them. So the first one, I think we're going to have a sine wave on there. Add fatness. Let's actually turn the filter all the way up to the top so it's open. So it's completely buzzy. The third one, I'm going to put up an octave like that. Mix that in with this little triangle. Right, a couple of things. It's a very analog sound. The actual original sound comes from a Commodore 64 computer called a SID channel, I think, or something like that. It's very difficult, but it's basically an 8-bit kind of sound. So it's very fizzy, very busy, a bit out of tune as well. So we need to use the analog setting here and turn that up a lot. It starts to make sounds a bit out of tune. We're also going to tune it down about 40 cents. Okay, and then we see here we've got this 0S3C. Now this is to do with tuning. At the moment it's 3 cents higher than the fundamental, which is, if you imagine every tone is divided up into 100 cents, so 3 cents is 3% of a tone, if you like, that it's out of tune. I'm going to increase that up to about 16, 15, 16, and then this other one down here, I'm going to set that to minus 15. So again, this is adding a kind of analog feel to it. Starts sounding a bit kind of out of pitch, but with character. So that's really important. Okay, so that's basic kind of oscillation here. We've just got 2 ramp waves and a sine wave here. So that's all good. And let's go to the filter. Now we might find that you need to turn this blend all the way to the left to be able to use this side of the filter. And we're going to use a low pass filter with a little bit of drive and a little bit of resonance. Have a look at some of the filters anyway, just for a bit of fun there, just to check things out. So that's all good. Now we just want to do a little bit of stuff to the ADSR envelope, just increase the attack time a bit so it's not so abrupt. A bit smoother, and then the release time as well a little bit longer. Might be able to put it a little bit more out of tune actually. Let's just change these synths a little bit more. Too much. Okay, and then other things that we can do on this is add a bit of distortion at this effect stage. And make the tone brighter. And there you go, we could add a bit of flanger to it as well. So you can see if you just mess around with the oscillators as well. So it definitely can make it sound really, really fat. And that's what we want. So that's the basic synth. Now I'm just going to add some reverb to that, obviously, just to make it sound a bit more in the space. And on bus 2, I've also got some delay, so I'll put a little bit of delay over it as well. go. That's pretty much the sound. Now, what you want to do is you want to be able to change the sound over time. So you need to start using automation for that. So let's put it into touch automation, I should say. And we're going to do some automation on filter. There we go. Obviously it's all out of balance as well at the moment. But put that into read, I'm just going to turn that down a bit so it comes in. There we go, it's moving. There you go. Right, so that's your basic. Now I just want you to have fun with it really, and try out some different effects. For example, if we look at this last bit here, actually let's keep it on that one. We've got a flanger that can come in here, so if it's going on, and then we can automate this to put the flanger on. And then you could also automate a filter cutoff at that point as well. So there's lots of fun you can have with it. And if you have even more time, then have a play around with the drums. You could make them sound tougher. I've just used the 909 kit, which is essentially the drum machine they would have used for this. So yeah, that's about it for this video. So have fun with the task, and in the next videos we'll be looking at different types of synthesis in a little bit more detail.